Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Diabetic Triathlete. I am your host, Mike Razor, here in New York City. Yeah! Look, so yesterday, I went to the doctors. I told you all that I would. And I got blood work done, got my annual checkup, all that good stuff, right? I got the results back today, and I'll see if I could post it. But long story short, wasn't so great. So my A1C went back up, which I knew that when I fractured my toe and the doctor told me I had to, I had to not do much on it, and it was going to take me, almost over 2 months to heal and whatnot. I knew that something like this was going to happen, because doing running, biking, and swimming is what really lowered my A1C. I was also taking Manjaro, not really taking insulin too much. So the Manjaro was the reduction of hunger. It allowed me to not have to worry about hunger pains or anything of that nature. Only side effect really with Manjaro is it gets you really gassy. So that's the only thing. On the other hand, what I will also say is do not combine Ozempic and Manjaro together. And what I mean is you have a primary care and your endocrinologist, and do not have one order you Manjaro, the other one order you Ozempic, and then you use Manjaro, and then when it runs out, use Ozempic, because there's a crazy side effect with that. And I won't get into details. I'll just tell you not to do it. Okay, don't do it. So this is definitely important. Now, this is for you guys who are on insulin and what have you. One thing, let me say, and I have to say this on video. I'm not a doctor, so this is just my personal experience. I'm not giving you advice or anything of that nature. Okay, so consult your healthcare physician, consult your primary care before doing anything that I suggest. Okay. Anyway, so we're talking about being on hiatus for a long time. Now, what I did notice, and which some of you may already know if you do 5Ks or just jog or what have you, and you're using Training Peaks, or maybe you're using one of the apps for your phone that calculates how long you run or what have you. It kind of tells you, like the Whoop, for example. If you get a Whoop, you put it on your wrist, and then the phone app will tell you what your heart rate is and all that stuff. And there's certain sectors of your heart rate where it should be when you're running to improve running over time. And one thing I have to explain is this. Some of us have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, something to that effect that we're working on right now. So I don't want you guys to go out there and you just running, and then you get tired. You're trying to figure out why you're getting tired. Well, it's because you are you're basically running too fast, too early. There's a name for it. Basically, you go into exhaust, and so your body is overworking itself. Now, the purpose of you training is to gradually get your body used to the long runs, the heavy runs, the uphills, the sprints, the this, the that. So my suggestion is you got to look at your heart rate, and it has to be between I think around 1 and 115 beats per minute, and then you kind of gradually get a stride going to where it doesn't even feel like you're running. You start doing that little by little until you get used to it, and then you kind of gradually speed up. Gradually speed up. If you see your heart rate staying low while you are speeding up, that's good. So just be mindful of that. The other thing is your eating habits. So especially if you guys are on insulin and you know have to deal with hypoglycemia, the highs and lows of blood sugar, that kind of thing. You just want to be mindful of that, especially if you're doing triathlon, or even if you just running. If you running and you're taking your insulin and you're on this new diet or this new plan, maybe you're working with a health, what's it called, a nutritionist or someone that deals with your eating habits, and they have you on a new regimen. It may affect your sugar levels, your glucose. And if that's the case, you want to be mindful. You don't want to be out there running, working out, and the next thing you know, your sugar's too low or your sugar is too high for that matter. Same thing with salts. You don't want to have too much salt because it definitely increases your blood pressure. You end up getting dizzy and all kinds of other things. So take your time. Definitely take your time doing this. It's real important, you all. All right. So I just want to bring that up. Now the other thing, especially in men, which I've started taking, was nitric oxide. So I'm trying to increase my oxygen levels, as well as incorporate more herbs and vegetables into my meals, where there's way less meat and more fruits and vegetables. Now I'm testing it out to see. Now I did also test out having more meat than having vegetables and what have you. And I did notice that in having more meat, my glucose levels drop significantly. So that is true. I also know that when I have more vegetables, like leafy green vegetables, instead of having fruits and meat, that also lowers my glucose. But I'm working on something called right now that has to do with having more fruits and vegetables right now. So I want to see how this affects my glucose, especially on the Manjaro. If I could get past these hunger pains, which I know a lot of you guys deal with, and the detoxification of the body, then I'm sure I'll be fine. And this is it. Now let me go now. They also checked my weight at the doctors. Now, even though my A1C went up, my weight went down by 2 pounds. Mind you, remember when I first started triathlon, if you guys go back to my other videos, I was over 200. I was around 214, 220. So when I started to do the triathlon, started eating right, changing my eating habits and taking the Manjaro and all of that good stuff, it lowered my A1C to 7. And then on top of that, my weight went down from around 214 to 190. I think it was 197 at the time. So since then, my weight has not increased significantly, which is good because I still work out. It's just not as extreme as I was doing before. Okay. So we just want to be mindful of that. And also lowering my meat intake, the weight of the meat in my system, I believe is also the cause of me losing a couple of pounds. So you want to be mindful of that when you all are going through this whole process. The other day I did have a pizza. I had a pizza, and this is another thing that it's a consequence. So be mindful of this, you all. When you changing your eating habits, and you've decided that you want to go on an all fruit, all vegetable diet, a meal plan. I really don't like to say diet too much because I'm not dying here. I'm living, baby. But when you go on a new plan, right? Your body begins to restructure itself. Your stomach begins to shrink a little bit. And what I noticed was when I got on the plan, and then I decided to go back to eat a little bit of chicken. I felt like, regurgitating it back up, and that's normal because your it's almost like you've been fasting. And so your body is like saying it doesn't want what you're giving it. It really just wants the necessary things, which is H3O, H3O, which is from fruit water, right? And H2O, and things that hydrate and nourish and bring in the minerals, the vitamin minerals into the body. So, which, by the way, I decided to get these little mineral pills and some other stuff, which I honestly don't really know if it's helped much. Looking at my chart, looking at the work that I've seen, I'm gonna, when I go back to the doctors, I'm gonna have to ask for like a full blood work kind of breakdown with everything, because this one that they did, it was only like 3 different things: one for cancer, one for A1C, and there's one other thing which I don't remember. But just remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is a process. It's definitely a process. Some of the things that I have started to eat and that I've gotten, which is amazing. I was able to get great discounts from Amazon Fresh. Watermelon. Now, I've been trying to find a seeded watermelon, but Whole Foods, Amazon Fresh, and a lot of these places around my way, they only sell seedless now. I don't see any. If I want seeded, I have to go to Harlem to get seeded watermelon. Unless somebody else knows a place that's in Manhattan other than Harlem where they have seeded watermelon, please let me know, because I don't think so. So I have watermelon in the morning, which, look, now let me tell y'all something. If y'all have watermelon in the morning, it's gonna, fill you up, and it's gonna be refreshing at the same time. And you don't really need any other fruit, ladies and gentlemen. You really don't need any other fruit. That's the crazy thing. It don't even have to be a whole watermelon. It could be a quarter of a watermelon. You dig into it, eat it, let it nourish your body. And then if you feel like you want more, then you get some more. But it really, honestly, it hold me down. I really don't need that much food up maybe for 4 or 5 hours, and then I'll go back and I'll get some more, get some blackberries, blueberries. I went and got some mandarins, some apples, some bananas, and bananas are good. Bananas are good to suppress hunger. One thing I learned while eating just the fruits and vegetables is if you eat a banana, even if you eat it with watermelon, for example, if you eat it with watermelon, it kind of gives you that heavy feeling, that weight, to where you won't be hungry for a while. So I would suggest to incorporate bananas with the watermelon. Just be mindful that when you eating these fruits and what have you, a significant amount will increase your glucose and whatnot, just a bit. Sometimes more. It depends on how much you eat. okay? But this is nourishing to the body. It brings in the right minerals to the body that the body is requiring. And there's a lot of people out there that talk about it, right? I'm not a specialist on it. There's people out there that specialize eating fruit and vegetables to what's it called? To reverse diabetes, to reverse cancers, to reverse various other things. So there's different options for people, right? There's various different options for people to choose from. I'm just bringing this up to show you guys because I know it's going to help you all get to that next level. Okay, so it's definitely important. And maybe I'll start putting videos up when I'm cutting up the bananas, cutting up the watermelon. I know y'all like seeing that stuff here and there. I'm actually getting herb packs. I'm getting packs of herbs coming. I actually received an email from the team telling me that they're still working on an order, but it does take a while. So it's going to be about a month and some change. It's already been over a month, so maybe another couple of weeks or so. And I'll be expecting that. Now that herbs and the roots are what actually allows the body to heal itself. And it's not necessarily all of the watermelons and the sweets. You need the bitter stuff, the stuff that could get through your system and break down calcification. Now, I went to the dentist the other day. This is a great example. I went to the dentist the other day, and the dentist explained to me the cleaning, when she was cleaning my teeth, that the body for protection of the gums, protection of the nerves and what have you within and around the teeth, it creates calcification, which is a protective mechanism so that you're not vulnerable to infections, that kind of thing. At least if I'm saying it right from what she explained to me. But what she was doing when you go in for your cleaning, how she explained it, she was actually taking out the calcification, breaking up the calcification, and explaining to me how to clean my teeth well enough to where calcification won't occur. So I listen and, I'm working on it. But the point is calcification happens throughout your whole body, especially if you're not eating right and your body needs to protect itself from various things. So those bitters, those herbs are going to break down these calcified areas in your body and allow the body to work back to its natural state. So I'm so excited about that. I'm ready to go. I've had bitters before in the past from, you go to the Jamaican spot, you go to the herb spot in your neighborhood, and they have them usually in a dog bottle, and it'll tell you if it's bitters or not. And you might take a cup full or something to that effect, and you might take it in the morning or in the evening or what have you, and it tastes disgusting. It may be the worst thing you've ever tasted, but it's the best thing you've ever had. So just want you guys to be mindful of that. If you've ever taken bitters, put it in the comment. Let me know what bitters you've taken, where you've gotten yours from. I'm interested in knowing, ladies and gentlemen. But what I'm going to do is definitely videotape when I get the product in the mail, when I get the product, and my process throughout this thing is pancreas cleansing, and it's going to cleanse the whole system. I'm going to break it down for you all. I'm going to show you guys how I'm doing it, and then also to get back to videotaping the bike and swimming, running, and all that stuff. Which, by the way, I know you guys like seeing it. The thing is, when I bike, swim, and run, I really like to focus. I'm not the one that like to have the video camera in my hand and I'm running and this thing is like moving, and it just takes me off my game mentally. And hopefully at some point I could be like Lionel Sanders and these other folks who have somebody, record videos for them while they're working out, while they're relaxing and having a good time, and also on the runs, on the Ironmans and what have you. So we'll see. Anyway, that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. It's been 20 minutes. And hopefully you got a lot out of this small conversation that we've had. Keep in touch, subscribe and like and follow, and I'll be speaking to you all soon. So have a wonderful day, have a wonderful evening, and bless be to you. Talk to you soon.